A very good afternoon. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda, and welcome to the weekend edition today on the 3rd of November 2024. This week, President Yoweri Museveni officially opened the new All Saints Cathedral at Nakasero, Kampala, during which the event he contributed 100 million Ugandan shillings and pledged 1 billion shillings, not in cash, towards the completion of the remaining works at the cathedral. President Museveni asked Christians to embrace talents and live as living examples to others.
Songs of praise and worship welcomed Christians as invited guests who gathered in immunity before the Lord at All Saints Cathedral, Nakasero, Kampala, to witness the official opening of the newly built All Saints Cathedral, Nakasero Church. President Yoweri Museveni, who was accompanied by the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, arrived at 10 a.m. amid the jovial Christians singing songs of praise and worship. And notably in entourage was the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, among other dignitaries. Upon arrival, the national and the East African anthems were a symbol recognizing the presence of the head of the state amidst the congregation. In his speech, President Yoweri Museveni applauded the building committee and the Christians for the tremendous work done towards the construction of the cathedral.
When we came from our fightings, I was surprised to find that the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, of which I am a member, was not based at Namirembe. Because for me, I knew the headquarters of the Church of Uganda was Namirembe. No, by the time we got rid of Idi Amin, there was one. One was the one in charge at that time. Then I heard that he was an exile in the Kasumoro Church, the one with this All Saints of the Europeans. But it's good, you the modern Church of Uganda people have given the Archbishop a befitting cathedral.
President Museveni, however, challenged the Christians towards embracing talents and living exemplary to others.
But the parable of the Good Samaritan showed that your tribe did not matter, your religion did not matter. What mattered was what you did. I don't know whether the churches copied our example. They started the Interreligious Council. I don't know whether you followed our example or you had done it before, I don't remember. But I congratulate you for having the Interreligious Council.
His Grace Dr. Samuel Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, the Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Uganda, thanked the President for the support offered towards Church of Uganda, among others, paying the debt of the slain Archbishop Janan Luum building.
Thank you so much for supporting us to clear the Janan Luum Church House debt. Now we are debt free. That building on Kampala Road, which is called Janan Luum Church House, is ours without any debt.
The Archbishop also reminded the President about the long-waiting request to declare the late Bishop Hannington's Day as a public holiday.
The first Bishop of the Church of Uganda, who was killed by Chief Luba because he didn't get to understand the language well. The King of Uganda said, Mute, and the Musoga saw it, Mute, so he killed Bishop Hannington. And now, Bishop Hannington Day as a public holiday is not yet sorted as you had promised.
The former Prime Minister Dr. Mama Mbabas, who is also the Chairperson Organizing Committee, and Viviane Ndugura, Chairperson Building Committee, thanked Christians towards the support they have offered towards the construction of the cathedral.
Our phase as a committee progressed the project to the current state that we are proud of. Your Excellency, this 5-seater iconic cathedral with acoustic ceiling, the granite and terrazzo floors, with the 2 galleries that you see, with 5 chapels.
In Gondura, I offer my sincere thanks for the dedication and diligence put into bringing this cathedral to life. The quality of craftsmanship and attention to detail speak volumes of your commitment. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank each member of the organizing committee. The tireless hours, meticulous planning, and unwavering dedication you have put in.
Coincidentally, or by the spiritual guidance, it is the head of state, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who has also inaugurated this very cathedral, which has replaced Namirembe now as a arch cathedral for the Church of Uganda, Anglican. So it's a great occasion, and we thank God for this because it shows the maturity of the church in Uganda. We also particularly thank God for one of our own, Nankabirwa, Minister of Energy, who has also been installed as a canon of the Anglican Church in this very cathedral.
They also highlighted on the penning work on the final completion of the cathedral.
The remaining exterior works, as most of you could have noted, Your Excellency, will be completed in the next phase.
Meanwhile, the President contributed 100 million shillings cash as a family offer and a pledge of 1 billion shillings towards the completion of the pending work on the cathedral. The 25 billion shillings cathedral is a vision that was initiated in 1990s, and its construction started in 2010. It has a seating capacity of 5,000 people with 5 chapels and 12 prayer towers, making it one of the largest in Uganda. Deborah Namamonde, Daniel Ugemoa, UBC News.
Defense attaches accredited to Uganda have commended the Uganda People's Defense Forces, particularly the Mountain Division, for their outstanding contributions to the stabilization and pacification of the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. This was during their visit to the Mountain Division headquarters at Mohoti Barracks in Fort Portal City to receive updates on the operation's progress.
Wake up!
A delegation of 16 defense attaches representing various embassies in Uganda and part of the Defense Attache Association visited the Mountain Division headquarters at Mohoti Barracks in Fort Portal City to receive the Operation Soja progress.
Defense Attaches Association, you have taken your time out of your busy schedules to visit us and be briefed about Mountain Divisions and Operation Soja. Your visit lays a clear path for our mutual cooperation in ensuring security and more so a fight against global terrorism. The threats we face are becoming more complex each day that passes by, and it's our responsibility as military leaders to ensure that the strategic and regional decisions are translated into action.
The recognition follows the joint military operation between UPDF and FADACA forces aimed at combating the Allied Democratic Forces.
The threats we face are becoming more complex each day that passes by, and it's our responsibility as military leaders to ensure that the strategic and regional decisions are translated into action. One of the principal challenges we have been facing is the fight against global terrorism. This calls for concerted efforts from all parties to decisively address it.
Haruna Ntesasira, UBC News.
The leaders of Atakere communities have converged in Moroto, Uganda, high-level meeting for the Atakere leaders and border community sensitization on peaceful coexistence among the Atakere community. The 2024 Atakere Peace Caravan is to be held in Moroto in Karamoja, Chogio in Turkana County and Nauru, South Sudan, and has attracted the Turkana of Kenya, Kalmajongo of Uganda, and Toposa and Didinga of South Sudan.
The high-level meeting with Atakere community leaders has kicked off in Moroto, Karamoja sub-region. A series of sensitization sessions will be conducted to promote the Peace Caravan's resolutions, peaceful coexistence, and regional integration. The caravan will be held in Lokichogio, Kenya, and Nauru, South Sudan. This meeting follows the first East African Community Peace Caravan for border communities of the Atakere community held in June to July 2023 Kenya-Tanzanian border. The initiative aims to promote peaceful coexistence, good neighborliness, and peaceful dispute resolution among border communities through experiential learning from successful practices in the region.
The 3 countries or even the 4 countries need to come together and start deliberating and discussing on issues of disarmament, so that we allow our security apparatus to take charge of security matters all over our countries.
Uganda's first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of East African Community Affairs, Right Honorable Dr. Rebecca Litwala Kadaga, was the chief guest. She explained Uganda's efforts aimed at developing a road network along the border.
We have also created the bypass, a 76-kilometer bypass from Kapchora so to Eldoret, which will make it easier for people going to Kenya.
Kadaga also reaffirms Uganda's security measures, especially in Karamoja sub-region.
Special police armies to ensure safety and security, training of law enforcement officers in physical security, marking of guns for the tracing, provision of gun boxes for safe storage in remote areas and destruction of covered obsolete weapons, fingerprints for police prisoners and airport guns, inclusion of police database, facilitate investigations of guns in commission of crime, repayment of anti-stop units, and I think I've seen the year from us. Continuous and strong security people spread by the UPDF. All this is going on our side. I can only appeal to, especially to our friends in Kenya, to ensure the issue of disarmament is taken as a priority, as we discussed in Nairobi.
The Minister of Karamoja Affairs, Peter Lokeres, attended the meeting.
Started to do this, and the Peace Caravan has come to join the main crew of the Atakere elders. I am very, very happy with you. Because you are now also here, the youth, the mantle should be yours to join this one.
Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for East African Community, Arid and Semi-Arid Areas and Regional Development, Beatrice Moe Askul, stressed ongoing research into conflict dynamics and adaptation mechanisms among the Turkana, West Pokot and Karamoja communities.
Projects along the border that need to be put by either member states to necessitate sharing of resources, so that when Uganda puts projects on their side, if Sudan puts the projects on their side, Kenya also puts, so that again people are able to share. When they're in Uganda, they use their resources. When the time comes for them to come to Kenya, they also get Kenyan resources.
The governor of South Sudan's Eastern Equatorial State, Louis Lubong Lojore, who represented the country's Minister of East African Community Affairs, called for focus on enhancing cross-border trade and infrastructure development.
The governments of these 4 countries, the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan, to provide the necessary services that these people need.
The EAC Deputy Secretary General in charge of infrastructure, production, social and political sectors, Andre Agua, cited boundary contestation, delimitation and demarcation as root causes of disputes that have allowed new conflict drivers to emerge, prolonging tensions.
Cross-border conflicts fueled by competition over minimal resources and long-standing cattle rustling practices have heightened tension in these areas, threatening peaceful coexistence, good neighborliness, and eventually regional integration.
The meeting was attended by officials from Uganda, Kenya, and the Republic of South Sudan, comprising top security commanders in Karamoja, members of parliament, governors, members of the county assembly, and country commissioners, among others. Moriniga.
President Yoweri Museveni has urged citizens to elect representatives who are willing to cooperate with the government to drive development. Speaking at a Thanksgiving ceremony for Canon Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa in Ndeje, President Museveni warned those that mislead citizens and distract them from the government's wealth creation initiatives to cease such actions or face consequences. Take a look.
The Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Honorable Ruth Nankabirwa, was elected by the House of Bishops from the Anglican Church as a canon in charge of public relations. She has held a Thanksgiving service at her home in Ndeje, where the President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, was chief guest. The President appreciated Honorable Nankabirwa for fighting for unity of Uganda by supporting decentralization.
We had these arguments in the CA.
Twaina okubaganya ebirowoozo kuno mu kakiiko akateekateeka ssemateeka
democratically.
Nga tukuba ebirowoozo mu ngeri erimu demokrasiya.
And people like Nankabirwa and the others,
abantu nga Nankabirwa n'abalala abamu abali wano,
we were supporting decentralization.
Ffe nga tugamba nti obufuzi tubuzze wansi ku bantu.
They govern themselves.
Abantu bo beefuge.
You, the cultural leaders whom we have restored, concentrate on language, concentrate on culture.
Mwafuzi abeesikirano ebiseera mu bimalire ku nnimi n'obuwangwa bye twakomyawo mu bungi.
So therefore,
n'olwekyo
Nankabirwa has been part of that army that has been fighting for unity of Uganda.
The President based his speech on the request of the chairman of the area of constructing roads and public schools in Ndeje, where he emphasized that people in the area with poor roads have gotten rich. He castigated people who divert others from the NRM message of wealth creation. The President on rationalization of government agencies said the agencies employ 3,000 people who are paid 2.2 trillion shillings, which money would be used to attend to other important things.
This problem,
baganda bange katusooke tugonjoole ensonga eno,
so that the money does the road you are talking about.
Ensimbi ezo zisobole okukomawo zikole oluguudo olwogerwako.
But now empaka.
Naye kati empaka nyingi.
So therefore this must stop.
Kino kirina okukoma.
If you want your country to develop,
obanga oyagala ensi yokulaakulana,
the people you elect must work with the head of government.
It is the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, who recommended Honorable Nankabirwa in this position of canon in charge of public relations to the House of Bishops after testing her service in church through different positions. He says the church has a lot of land in schools and hospitals. Canon Dr. Nankabirwa will be able to connect the church to the workplace.
Be a committed politician. Yes, you have to do these days. Like we helped and we were able to get our compensation of the land with him and the ministers here and the deputy speaker. Continue doing it. And now, with that land of Makerere, they paid us 20 billion. We still need 21 billion.
One of the projects that Canon Nankabirwa has participated in is constructing Namirembe Archbishop's guest house to support the archbishops financially. Construction is almost to completion and now looking for funds for furnishing it.
So I decided to construct apartments for the guests of the Archbishop. It's a storied building. I want to furnish it really where I feel my Thanksgiving should be dedicated. And
she also appreciated the President for entrusting her with the position of Minister for Energy and Mineral Development.
Yanzikiriza ngenda kusisimula ebyobugagga eby'omuttaka, mafuta, minerals, okulaba nti economy yaffe ekulaakulana okusomoozebwa kungi. So
Nankabirwa has given out energy cooking stoves to the clergy to encourage them use clean energy. I'm Navka Farida and Daniel Gemwa in Deje.
With the Ministry of Health focusing on schools amidst the Mpox outbreak, vigilance has notably heightened, especially as preparations for exams are underway. St. Teresa Namilyango Girls Primary School has boosted monitoring measures to ensure a quick detection and a swift response to Mpox cases during the primary leaving examinations. Take a look.
St. Teresa Namilyango Girls Primary School has intensified vigilance among pupils to address the Mpox outbreak in the country as they prepare for the PLE exams.
Dear parents, we have a challenge of Mpox in the country. For you are okay, you don't have it. But the places where you have passed, you never know. You might be unknowingly carrying it. Minimize the hugging of our candidates. Minimize the hugging of our candidates. At times when we have a lot of storytelling. Don't tell us stories now. Tell us stories on the maybe which will keep us in the
Dr. Godfrey Mbowa, who led a mass to bless the 125 primary 7 candidates, expressed faith that God would continue guiding the pupils through their PLE journey and into secondary school.
So when the God tells us that we are not created to be the tail, and affirm us that we are not going to look for you among the bottom schools, where the results look. So we have to look for you among the top, and it is possible because your predecessors have already done it. So we pray for you that you make us happy. Bring a big smile to our streets. Bring a big smile for the sacrifices your parents, your guardians have made. Bring a big smile to your teachers. Because they make up period in the morning to come and teach you. The moment you excel, they'll even forget the darkness they have gone through to celebrate and smile with you. To the teachers, to the parents, dear our beloved parents, we really thank you for having brought your daughters to this mighty school, and they continue doing so.
Sister Florence Nalumu, headmistress of St. Teresa Namilyango Girls Primary School, urged parents to protect their daughters during the school break, warning that they could be vulnerable to men who might derail their future goals.
Protect them. Some issues in the villages are terrible. Protect these girls. We don't want to hear that one of them, as the results are read, that she's God forbid.
The blessing mass was a dedication for primary 7 candidates as they prepare for the upcoming PLE.
The Lands Minister Judith Nawakoba has directed security operatives in Mityana district to arrest James Musoke, whom residents have pinned for trying to evict them forcefully from their 400-acre piece of land on top of torturing them. And this, of course, was during an open-day land meeting convened by Nawakoba in Mityana district. The contested land is in Bufuma, Ntondero, Kakindu sub-county in Mityana district.
The Lands and Housing Minister Judith Nabakoba has continued holding public land engagement tours across the country.
Days abantu mubabuulire ebifo ebituufu bwe balina okufunira service bwe kiba kyakwazisa amateeka ng'olaba tekisoboka ewuwo musindikeyo.
During this open day land meeting convened at Mityana District Zonal Offices, the Lands Minister sensitized the communities about the benefits of Land Information System portal.
Tulina omukutu ndowooza basomesezzaako ettaka tulitutte ku kompyuta abalina essimu za seereza oteekamu plot ne block n'osasula ssente za URA endooza guba mutwalo n'oba ng'osobola okumanya ki ekigenda mu maaso ku ttaka lyo.
It is being emphasized that such developments are focusing on effective service delivery in the land sector.
Ekyo kijja kutuyamba okumalawo ebizibu ebiriwo. Kijja kutuyamba okukendeeza ku bizibu bye tusanze.
Minister Nabakoba condemned corruption among land officers in the district. However, this was an open opportunity to the communities of Mityana to forward key land-related matters to the concerned authorities, mainly about evictions.
Land office waleko ogigogoddeko ekitundu leka teyina emizeegi ebiri otuuka oli najja nga muli bakibanja ne muleeta ekiwandiiko nga mwagala kuteeka kabieti ku kyapa ekyo abikozeeko yennyini oba tonnasebuka kutuuka ali ku ofiisi wali n'ayita nannyini kyapa kye mugenda okusiba.
The residents of Bufuma Ntundiro pinned a one John Mosoke Ntabazi for protesting to forcefully evict them from a 400-acre piece of land.
Mama abaana abange bava mu ssomero omu yali wa senior yakubiri omulala wa kyamusanvu omulala wa senior yakusatu ebaffe tukyali olusuku lwange lwonna lwonna yalusaawa buli tumusiba wammanga awo asulawo olunaku lumu ne bamutante twamulabye.
They also reported that he is a very uncooperative businessman in the area.
Kabikola mu kulisaayo munnange n'ekkanisa natuuse okugivaamu eyantundiro kyaki omu Uganda kubanga janaleetamu amalala ennaku enkulu ava e Kampala najja okunsomooza oyinza otya okubuulira ebigambo nga ddala omuntu okukola ebintu ebifaananawo ebityo ali wali atudde.
The allegations levied against him irritated Minister Nabakoba, who directed for his arrest.
Oyo atalina kyapa wa kusiba mumunoonyerezeeko abantu bwe bali babawe statements mumuyite mumusibe ne bw'ajja ewammwe nanywa kacaayi n'atuula ye n'asiba abantu weebuuza asinziirira ku ky'okusiba abantu atali nannyini ttaka ne bwe biba nga tebiri mmanya ge mumugambe mukulu Katambaazi nti byabadde akola tubiguddemu mpewo twagala kyapa twagala buyinza gya bujja saagala kuddamu kuwuliza ng'agenza okutema ebintu by'abantu era bw'anaabitema mumukwate malicious damage wali lwaki takwatibwa ng'asaaye ebintu by'abantu.
According to the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, these land open days will be rolled out across the entire country. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Hundreds gathered at Zoe Grounds in Chigo to launch the 12 weeks of charity. 2,000 families received food items that would feed them for at least a month. The charity works were accompanied by the 12 weeks of evangelism. Details follow.
Its denomination under Prophet Elvis Mbonye is suggesting to offer government a helping hand in funding its project, citing the overwhelming providence by God.
We will take care of any activities they want to do. So we will go and tell them, how can we rescue your coffers?
Emphasis was on those who worship with Prophet Elvis Mbonye to have prospered in life compared to when they joined the fellowship.
We have purposed to lay siege on the kingdom of darkness, to shake the kingdoms of darkness.
Remarks were made as Mbonye fed 200 vulnerable families around different parts of Kampala. The lame, the old, the widow were part of the gathering that received food items that could run them throughout the month.
We want to bless as many as we can. Today we are starting out with, what we consider a mustard seed.
The gesture of giving was accompanied by the launch of the 12 weeks of evangelism by Zoe Ministry that is expected to spread to other parts of the country.
This has prevailed. Now we have taken everything in our own hands. Hallelujah. And you're going to see, there's a lot of darkness that will diminish. You see the robberies, the thefts, you will see. I'm telling you.
The 12 weeks of evangelical campaign will be accompanied with a giving back to communities, just like Christ gave a helping hand to the needy.
We are giving out many things, anything that livelihood uses. That is from food to clothing. We are giving rice, we are giving sugar, we are giving sanitary pads for women, we are giving clothing, shoes, anything that is used in the house, beddings.
Research shows that many Ugandans cannot afford basic necessities, and this initiative aims to uplift those who have been forgotten, bringing smiles to faces that often wear the burden of hardship.
What I'm suspecting, God will do miracle in my life. That's why I'm here.
The Zoe Ministry, led by Prophet Elvis Mbonye, is committed to making a difference, one family at a time.
International donor agencies, through the Least Developed Countries Initiative for Effective Adaptation and Resilience, have partnered with Ministry of Water and Environment to restore degraded forests and wetlands in the region. A senior climate change officer at the Ministry of Water and Environment, Scovia Equatri, presented the Permanent Secretary in addressing Chivale district officials and a delegation from Bhutan at the Chivale district headquarters.
In Uganda is a multi-million-dollar industry. Uganda Revenue Authority collects substantial fees through imported duties, value-added tax, and registration fees estimated to over $150 million annually, fostering national development, infrastructure improvement, and creates employment opportunities to the youth. The Deputy RSS of Nakawa Division, Edwin Benessa, has held an engagement with car dealers to discuss issues affecting their sector and to diverse means on how to go about them. During this engagement, he called upon traders to avoid attaching politics and tribalism issues into their business affairs.
That politics of identity has no position in Uganda. We must desist from promoting politics of identity and concentrate more on politics of interest and issues. For example, them being car dealers, what would be the essence of one saying you are a Samia, you are a Munyole, you are a Mugwere? What brings them together is business, and therefore they should concentrate more on business, not who comes from where. Because at the end of it all, beyond someone coming from a particular village, beyond someone coming from a given tribe, what is it that they have for this country? What agenda do you have for the country? That is what we consider primary, not who belongs to which tribe, not who comes from where.
He said that for automotive sector to thrive, it is crucial for all stakeholders to embrace government initiatives so as to enhance business operations.
Promote and benefit from the available government programs, especially those who have not yet started participating in the money economy, like those who wash the vehicles, like those who do tea cutting. I was advising them to make good use of the available government programs so that they benefit and see to it that they are able to compete in the market.
However, car dealers cited various challenges of, among others, excessive taxes.
But ultimately, government erimu nteekateeka ez'okukola oluguudo Kampala-Jinja Express. Okusookera ddala baagala tuve mu bifo bino naddala ewali wheelings oba road reserves. Etukubye omutima.
Tujja tukosa singa tuba tetugendera mu mateeka emmotoka muzijjeyo ku kkubo bwe mubagambako ate ne baagala okulwanagana nammwe zezo complain z'owulira nga zijjeeyo zijja olw'ensonga nti abantu abamu bwe tubagambako bagamba ate g'oyogera ng'ani.
With this, they called upon government to intervene in this issue and support them through various initiatives for betterment of their services. Susan Nabugudde for UBC News.
There was a mix-up about the stories, but that's a story where the Deputy Resident City Commissioner of Nakawa Division, Adrian Benessa, urged car dealers to set aside politics and tribalism if they want the sector to thrive effortlessly in this economy. In more stories during the week, the Ministry of Education and Sports has pledged to continue working with Nigeria in different sectors to enhance collaborations. The minister was represented by the AG Director Higher Education, Dr. Safina Mseni, and the handover of 7 Nigerian volunteer experts in ICT and the interrelations at Makerere University. Take a look.
The Nigerian government has handed over 7 experts to Makerere University that will help in enriching students in ICT and relations through ATAC, Nigeria Technical Aid Corps partnership. The handover ceremony was led by the Ambassador of Nigeria to Uganda, John Shama Shaga, who says Uganda's collaboration has been a success and pledging to continue working together in various aspects.
It is gratifying to state that the Technical Aid Corps scheme, one of Nigeria's major foreign policy initiatives, has been impacting and of value addition to the socio-economic development of recipient Africa, Caribbean, and the Pacific, that's APC countries, since 1987.
He advised the experts to be the ambassadors of Nigeria in Uganda by exercising their expertise, and that will help both countries.
And further admonish you to fly the Nigerian flag to higher heights, as well as put in your best in the discharge of your national assignment in Uganda for the period of your duty tour.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Moyingo, represented by the Acting Director in charge of Higher Education, Dr. Safina Museni, applauded the Nigerian government for the expertise extended to Uganda during this, and he says this will build future for both countries in the academic sector.
We at the Ministry of Education and Sports believe that such partnership are a basis for building a stronger future, which is in line with Makerere University's motto. Makerere University says we build for our future. So we think that you are coming and joining that important university will enable us to achieve the best.
The Vice Chancellor, Makerere University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, represented by Dr. Winfred Kabumbuli, said Makerere values international partners and assured support in addressing common academic challenges, fostering strength between Uganda and Nigeria.
Makerere University, we are committed to providing a conducive environment for our visiting scholars, our state-of-the-art facilities, renowned research centers, and expert faculty will support you. Of course, we know that you have given us the cream de la creme, but we also have a good team of faculty, and they will be there to support your academic pursuit.
The Executive Officer at TAC, Arapron Jessica, is confident that the volunteers will impart knowledge and learn more from Uganda for the period of 2 years, and that Uganda can decide to retain them.
Requested for another set of volunteers. So the last set gave a good name, so they should keep up the good name and continue. The university demanded for the 7 volunteers. So we had to deliver the 7 volunteers. The university can retain them as permanent lecturers. It's okay, it's up to them. If no permanent position, they have to come back home and their jobs are waiting for them back home.
The 7 Nigerian experts that have been placed at Makerere University are an addition to the other universities to share expertise in different fields. Story compiled by Andrew Sebira for UBC News.
Godfrey Adrapi, the chief organizer of the Alu Kodi Kodi, has called upon the public, especially the parents, to come and join them on the 8th of December to educate the elders and youth on how to raise God-fearing children. The launch of Alu Kodi Kodi Kampala edition at St. Mary's Secondary School in Mutungo looks at the child upbringing, mainly during the holidays, the time when children have a lot of time on them.
Whatever we're going to discuss here, I'll give glory and honor to you. Alu Kodi Kodi was launched in Arua. Then the demands, due to the public demand, it is being brought to Kampala for the Kampala people to have an experience of it. Kodi Kodi, or the name is in Lugbara, does not mean it is only an event targeting the Lugbara community. No. This is an event that targets everyone. The West Nile, the Greater North, Acholi, Lango, Karamoja, Teso, the western side, and the people here in the central too. So you who is watching us or listening to us now should not feel isolated in the Alukodikodi Kampala edition event, thinking it's only their event. No. To the pupils or students on how to well behave themselves while home when they are just back from school, so they can live within the line of the Christ.
WCCF. And so there are two churches that are the mega churches of WCCF in the central. And the first church is called St. Paul's of Okuvo, which is in Mbuya. And the second church is called Bethel Church of Uganda, which is this one. So where we are now. Now when we talk about Bethel, every person from WCCF knows where this church is. And so the venue is convenient for them.
Government needs over $280 million annually to implement climate adaptation and mitigation to solve the problem of climate financing in Uganda. This was revealed by Dr. Mugabe Stephen while representing the Permanent Secretary of the Dissemination of Climate and Fiscal Justice Report in Uganda.
A need for climate financing in Uganda. The report highlights the urgent reality that Uganda is on the front lines of the climate crisis. Vulnerable communities, particularly in areas like Mount Elgon and Kasese, are already experiencing severe climate-related disasters.
This report was meant to assess the Uganda's readiness in terms of how we can mitigate and adapt to the climatic change, especially looking at financing as one of the tools that is committed globally, but also in the nationally determined contributions here in Uganda.
Addressing the questions of where funds are located for climate actions are directed, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Water and Environment explained that government channels these funds through specific projects.
We go and attend the BSST's releases of the money, but how far do we go? And I'm speaking to everybody who is here, whether it is government, the government institutions, how are they tracking the money, especially the climate finance money? For civil society, what are we doing? The media, you are already showing us the PSS team releasing the money. Where is the money going? What is it doing?
Government has prepared a number of projects, and the money is flowing in the country. And that's the monies which the NGOs are talking about. And we are implementing these projects in the different parts of this country. Some of these projects, they are infrastructure related. For example, when you look at where we are doing resilient projects, we are putting up infrastructure to help communities like to live in wetlands. We have a GCF wetland project.
The report also recommends that civil society organizations work with local governments to enhance climate finance accountability and tracking.
Fast track the definition of climate finance. I know many of you will speak to this. Climate finance, as I said, is one of the issues where we still struggle what it is, yet it seems very straightforward. Even when we have a few basic definitions, we are still struggling. So we need to agree. And we also need to harmonize reporting and tracking.
With COP29 approaching in November 2024, stakeholders are urged to meet climate finance commitments and strengthen accountability frameworks to ensure funding for communities least responsible but most affected by climate change. Winnie Ainembabas Katire and Tanawa Kenneth for UBC.
The resident City Commissioner of Kawempe Division, Haj Nuhu Mbawali, has urged all youth in Kawempe Division to put aside their political differences and unite for development through enrolling in government empowering initiatives. This was in a message conveyed by his deputy, Jennifer Sanyu Nasimwa, at a Youth Celebrations Day held in Kawempe. Take a look.
Since NRM got into power, It has come up with numerous programs to empower citizens to alleviate poverty and transform into sustainable development. However, many people, especially youths, have resorted to politicizing these initiatives, which leave them out, thus engaging in thefts and robberies among other habits. This moral decay among youths has therefore prompted the leadership of Kawempe Division, led by the Deputy RCC, to mobilize their fellows towards a united community. This under the umbrella body, Kawempe Council Leaders Coalition, are convinced that development can only be met if they worked together.
We decided to unite our youth through sports. We've taught them discipline. We've seen our youth working together as a team.
Representing Kawempe Division RCC was his deputy Jennifer Sanyu Nasimbwa, who urged all youths in Kawempe Division, regardless of their political affiliations, to tag along with the ideology of unity and togetherness. The day's event climaxed with the youth participatory in a variety of sporting activities that included football, tug of war, sack race, chess, ludo, among others. Meanwhile, it was a buzzing moment in Luwero as the community prepared to welcome President Museveni, who is expected to grace the Thanksgiving ceremony of the Minister of Minerals and Energy, Ruth Nankabirwa, after she was honored with the title of a canon.
Tekera amachala ga president ngajise okujagulizaako honorable Dr. Kanoni Nankabirwa okutuuka ku kola lino ery'obwa Kanoni. Tukubiriza abantu mwenna abali mu ndejje ekifo nga bwe tukiyonjeza kisigale nga kiyonjo. President agenda okutuuka ku Saturday nga 2 ng'ekifo kitukula nga bwe tukikoze leero.
This carried out a general cleaning exercise. On the president's previous visits to Luwero, he has always emphasized the importance of entrepreneurship among the residents, purposely to enhance and boost their households financially. I'm Ivan Juko and Patrick Mugera for UBC.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Billions is easy, no.
Paint and win. This year, Blascon Paint and Win. The cuckoo roundy. Chicho, buy paint worth 100k. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 7197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new podas, tuk-tuks, and so much more. Catch the Paint and Win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Blascon, color your world.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox, avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox, avoiding contact, including eating with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Come back to the last segment of UBC News Roundup. The Federation of International Football Association Club Professionalization and Management Program has climaxed at Golden Tulip Hotel in Kampala. Senator John Barnes reports.
Uganda has benefited from a Federation of International Football Associations Club Professionalization and Management Program that has climaxed in Kampala.
And this is meant to ensure that all clubs, regardless of size, regardless of the level of attainment, can standardize and professionalize. And this has been one of the problems of our Premier League, that some clubs are not professional. They might be good on the pitch, but not necessarily good off the pitch. So today we have seen that we have now agreed. So we are now posing a challenge to the clubs of the Premier League to ensure that they practice what has been taught in the 2 days, and we thank FIFA.
Day one of the workshop dwelt on two topics of strategic planning and governance, while the closing day focused on financial, branding, and marketing strategies.
Yeah, the knowledge and skills acquired from this workshop are so critical, and they have come in timely. In that we have looked at different areas, especially governance at the club level and even league level. Then also importantly, everything is about money. Even if you have a good plan without money, the plan will remain on paper. So we have also been equipped with knowledge and skills of how we can generate money from different sources.
Uganda Premier League club chairmen and chief executive officers were taken through various modules on how they can formulate strategic plans, club organization structures, and separation of power, among others.
It is important to start on the implementation of everything that we have been taught. Whether one starts in a small way, whether in a big way, what is important is to start to apply the knowledge acquired to make sure that we better ourselves.
They were also lectured on areas like governance, business, and the sporting arm. This program is a core activity of FIFA in order to build capacity in clubs and leagues so that there is holistic growth of the game in the long run.
There are no federation without clubs, regional association. There is no FIFA without federations. So we are all one. We are all a family. And the family needs to work together, stick together, analyze things together, do things better together, find solution. It's our job at FIFA to make sure that we provide you with the support that this is needed.
The program has been rolled out to 11 African countries, and clubs will be tasked to share their strategic plans later.
That's all we had for you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Have a lovely afternoon.